Hello everyone and welcome to a most interesting game from round 5 of this year's Global Chess League. It is Javokhir Sindarov versus Praggnanandhaa, and they will treat us to a very special line of the Italian game. If you're wondering what happened on board 1, Maxim Vachier-Lagrave has defeated Magnus Carlsen, and now the Alpine Warriors are in trouble. They need to bounce back in order to equalize with Mamba Masters, I believe. The name is, and well, it's not gonna be easy, but it's a crazy game. You guys will enjoy it. Let's check it out. So Javokhir has the white pieces, and he opens with e4. Pragg replies with pawn to e5, knight f3, knight to c6, and now bishop to c4. Bishop to c5, going for the gioco piano as a reply to the Italian game. And now I know you guys will not believe this, but here knight to c3 was played, and this just when I saw this I was like, wow. The point is that here the standard moves are c3, d3, c3, and castles. Those are the top moves, and the fourth most popular option here is of course b4, the Evans Gambit. Knight to c3 is only the fifth most popular option, and this is what Javokhir is trying to use to beat Praggnanandhaa. The idea will be once Pragg develops the knight, he will trade his knight immediately for the knight on f6. And okay, it has been attempted before by some very strong players, like Kramnik played it, Short played it, Fedosev played it, even Daniil Dubov played it. So okay, it can be played, but if you're not going for the top 3 continuations, I mean, the Evans Gambit is right there. But okay, knight to f6, we transfer into the 4 knights game. We have d3, a6, and now knight to d5. We have knight captures, bishop captures, and here Pragg just castles. We have castles by Javokhir as well, d6, and now there is a game where bishop to g5 was played, but here we have pawn to c3, and it is now as of move 9 that we have a completely new game. So queen to f6, Pragg continues development. We have pawn to a4. We have pawn to a5, now stopping b4, pretty much indefinitely, and pawn to h3. We have pawn to h6 and bishop back to b3. Now the bishop can be shifted over to c2, and later on maybe some pawns will be pushed. Maybe this bishop can become useful. So bishop back to a7, also a very standard idea, and now bishop to e3. We have bishop to e6, and here we have the tension between both bishop pairs. This does not have a name in chess, but I think it should have well, at least a very cool name. So if you have any ideas of how we should call such a position in chess, do share it in the comment section. But okay, rook to e1. We have some trades here. Bishop captures, rook captures, not interested in messing up his pawn structure. Rook 8 to d8, and now bishop captures on e6. Pragg also captures with the queen. Later on, depending on what white plays, you will either play f6 or even f5. So d4, striking in the center, preparing pawn to d5 to win some material, and now knight to e7. We have queen to e2, preparing to bring the other rook into the game, and pawn to c6. We have queen back to c2 now, and knight to g6. Now the knight is coming to f4, and then you will have constant pressure on that h3 pawn. So okay, rook to d1. There's I mean, it's best not to react to this. Rook f to e8, and now king to h2, and finally knight to f4. And now it makes it a bit difficult to get rid of the knight, because if g3 is played, then immediately queen captures on h3, followed by queen to g2. This will be checkmate. So okay, rook to d2. It's not that Pragg can make use of this at any point. Rook queen to c7. And now queen to b3. Now being very annoying against this f7 pawn, and Pragg would also like to get his king to a bit of a safer square. So queen to c7, defending the f7 pawn. And okay, now you are no longer pressuring this h3 pawn. So Javokhir gets rid of the knight. g3, we have knight back to e6, and now pawn to h4. We have e captures on d4, c captures, and finally pawn to d5. And as usual, if black can execute this central thrust with pawn to d5, he is, well, at least equal. So, we have pawn to e5, which, okay, white grabs more space in the center, but you know that c5 is coming. It will undermine the d4 pawn, then the e5 pawn becomes weak, and so on. That's exactly what Pragg does. Immediately c5. Rook to c3, stopping the capture for the moment, and just queen to e7. Queen to b6, saying, okay, once we trade everything, I'm going to capture on a5. And okay, knight captures on d4, knight captures, c captures, and rook captures on d4. Pragg captures on e5, and now you can't capture right away as the rook here would hang. So rook c to d3 first, putting more pressure on the d5 pawn, and now rook to d6, chasing away the queen. And now, which pawn would you capture? It's a very difficult moment to react to, especially in with little time on the clock. The engine says queen captures on b7 is the more precise move because you can equalize it much easier. You will have a triple attack against this d5 pawn. And okay, if you guys are interested in the exact line, queen captures on b7. Black's plan in all of the lines here is go rook f6, put pressure on the f2 pawn. And now if rook d2, you can immediately play rook captures on f2 with check, rook captures, queen captures on d4, queen captures on f7 with check, king to h7, and okay, now you can either force some sort of a perpetual with queen to f5, or you play king to g2. The game continues, but it's an equal position. However, after Pragg's rook to d6, queen captures on a5 was played by Javokhir, and now it is a bit different. Rook to f6 again by Pragg, and rook to d2. Most likely expecting Pragg to just play rook captures on f2 check, followed by queen captures rook on d4. However, he just builds up the tension, queen to e1, and it is the correct way to do it. This way, as now you also pretty much paralyze the rook here, as the queen on a5 is undefended. So okay, how do you react to this? There's only one move that the white can play, and that is queen captures on d5. Anything else you try, you just collapse. So queen captures on d5 is played, and now rook captures on f2 check. Rook captures, queen captures on f2 with check, king to h3, and now rook to e3, threatening queen captures on g3 checkmate. And now you have to be very precise on how you go about this. And, well, Javokhir blundered the game here. He should have played queen to g2. This stops everything. It doesn't look like a great position, but after something like queen to f5 checking, h2, and let's say g5, which is black's best attempt at going after the white king, you will play rook d2, prepare rook to f2, and that's pretty much it. Like g captures, this comes with check, you will move the king. If rook f2, okay, you can throw in a nice check, queen e5 check, but now king h1, and if rook e1 check, you have rook to f1, nothing to worry about here, equal material. Okay, black will be at least a little bit better. Black's king is a bit safer here, but all in all should be a draw. However, in the game, rook to g4 was played. This is how he defended the g3 pawn, but of course you guys know that this simply doesn't work because of a very, very simple reason. Queen to f1 check was played. Now, of course, if you go king to h2, then rook to e2 check, and that's it. You have to block with the queen, and queen captures on g2 will be checkmate. So, of course, Javokhir played queen to g2. He defended, but now I'm sure you guys already see what the problem with this plan is. But in case not, feel free to pause the video and win the game for Pragg while I give you a couple of seconds. So, for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on realizing that the rook and king are aligned on the same diagonal. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is queen to f5. And as soon as Pragg played this, of course, Javokhir realized that the game is over because h5 is simply unstoppable. He found a way to prolong the game a little bit. He played queen to d2. So, okay, now if we play h5, we also pick up the rook. But Pragg just played rook to e4. Now the rook is again hanging. He defended it with queen to d1. And here, Pragg just played pawn to h5, and he was in this position on move 41 that Javokhir Sindarov resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. Okay, you could throw in a nice spite check here with queen to d8, but after that, I mean, there's no more moves. Whatever you play, you just get completely destroyed. For those of you who are maybe completely new to chess, the game might continue with something like, let's say, queen g5. You now don't even have to capture the rook. You can just deliver a very quick checkmate. Queen to f1 check, king h2, and rook to e2 will be checkmate, but it's so winning that it really doesn't matter what you play. You could play whatever you want. Your cat could continue the game for you here, and I mean, you would still win after this pawn to h5 move. So yeah, very nicely done by Pragg, and this also means that even though Magnus lost on board 1 to Maxim Vachier-Lagrave and all of the other games were drawn, Pragg won against Sindarov, and that means that Alpine Warriors drew their match against the AGADMATOR Masters. So very nicely done by Pragg, and he brings one in for the team. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to thank an anonymous person, Doug and Repka van Betusen, Thomas Veterli, Dan McCormick, and James Eugene Cashman for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day. And in case some of you are not receiving notifications when I publish a video, you can always join our Telegram channel, and then you will instantly be notified whenever I publish a video. It will be the first link in the description below. Thank you all, I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.